The college football playoffs have been underwhelming to say the least. It all started in the first round when Ohio State blew out Tennessee, and then Penn State blew out SMU, and then it followed into the second round with Ohio State blowing out #1 Oregon, and then Penn State blew out Boise State, and then Notre Dame whooped on Georgia. And this all started on Twitter with a lot of people claiming that these teams did not deserve the spot, and that is why I'm here today to switch all of that. Every team here could be considered deserving, and if your team isn't here, they either wasn't on the college football top 25 ranking, or they ended up losing their bowl game. Cough, cough, Alabama. Cough, cough, Miami. And I also switched to 1 through 4 seeds. If you're in the playoffs right now, you have deserved the bye week. And the only team I let come back was Arizona State because they did lose in overtime. But every other team here has won their bowl game and they were ranked. And these should be the last of the teams that could have possibly been qualified to deserve to be in the playoffs. And we're going to start the first game of the deserved playoffs with number 8 Iowa State taking on number 9 Missouri. It turns out that these teams have a rivalry that I did not know about. But Iowa State is the reason that Miami is no longer here with us because they did beat them in a bowl game. And we now have them matching on to see who will be facing Ohio State. Now, unlike my last college football playoff sim, we're going to see which team would win fair and square. We're not going to determine who wins by whoever scores first. On Iowa State, last chance to put themselves in this game. They end up throwing a bomb, but it might be too little too late. In Missouri, it goes on to win this game over Iowa State, beating them by 13 points. And we already have a game that ended by 13 points. Does that mean I need to restart and kick Iowa State out of this? But I guess it would be too late for that now. And we now have Missouri taking on Ohio State in the next round. We will now be taking a look at the only team that actually made it back here that ended up with a loss, being Arizona State. They are taking on number 12 Army, who had a fantastic season. Before some people comment, why did Arizona make it? They lost. They literally gave us our only good game of the playoffs so far. That they definitely have the best game by far. They proved themselves, and now they have another chance to prove themselves by getting a possible rebound. And at the end of the fourth quarter, Army has 24 seconds to score 24 points if they want to beat Arizona State, but we all knew that wouldn't happen. They end up losing with a final score being 34-10. And does that mean Army does not deserve to be in the playoffs? Maybe I gotta scrap this video at this point. Every team is getting whooped right now. With this being the final nail in the coffin on the left side of the bracket, we now head over to the right side of the bracket, where we can start off with a Ole Miss versus Syracuse game. Now, Ole Miss possibly should have made the playoffs if they didn't lose one extra game. If they would have just won out, they would have been here. But both of these teams did drop 52 this postseason. I think Ole Miss has the biggest win this postseason, beating a team by 32 points, or at least they have the biggest win by anybody else in this college football playoffs right now. We're gonna see which team will be facing Notre Dame next. And with the closest game so far, Syracuse is just down 3 points at their own 44 right now, with a chance to take a lead over Ole Miss. Other than the real life Arizona State and Texas game, this has been the most competitive game by far. As McCord drops back, throws it over to the flats, but he goes backwards on that pass. It is now 3rd and 8. Syracuse just needs to get in field goal range here to tie the game, as McCord gets hit as he throws it, but they do end up getting a first down moving past midfield. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. McCord drops back. He's throwing it over the middle, and it is caught. Syracuse is going to score. They're going to take the lead over Ole Miss. Syracuse might take down Ole Miss. If Syracuse can pull this off, this will be the biggest upset by far in the playoff. Now, if Ole Miss wants to win this game, they're going to have to score a touchdown. A field goal will no longer cut it. And that return to the 14-yard line was not great, but they do have Jackson Dart back there, quarterback. Hopefully, he can make some magic happen. He is throwing a check down on 1st down, which is not what they need. 82 yards left to go down the field to score, and only 30 seconds on the clock. They're going to have to cover some ground on these passes as they continue to let the clock run instead of calling a timeout. Dart has all the time in the world in the pocket, looking like Jalen Hurts, but he is going to scramble, and they're going to take a timeout right there. Dart just had all the time in the world on that pass right there, but it seems like no wide receiver is open enough for him to make a pass, and now he's throwing a pick. And now the game is over. Syracuse will be taking down Ole Miss. And with a 25-21 victory, Syracuse is putting on for the ACC here. And the SEC cannot stop taking L's this year. Syracuse will now take on Notre Dame. Now we have the last matchup of the first round, BYU taking on Illinois. In order to get here, Illinois did take down South Carolina, which is another team that could have possibly made this college football playoffs. But like I said, they did get taken down by Illinois. And BYU had a phenomenal postseason, taking down Colorado, beating Colorado by 22, which is another team that could have possibly been here. And closing in on 1 minute left in this game, Illinois has the ball, but they are throwing it out of bounds right now. We have a tie game right here where Illinois is trying to steal the game in this final moment. Now, if they can manage the clock efficiently enough, they should leave no time for BYU to have a chance here. As Illinois drops back, he's going to roll to his right. He's going to take a shot. No, he's not. He's going to throw it out of bounds yet again. And on 4th and 10, Illinois has to get the ball back to BYU. And these last 2 games of these playoffs has been pretty entertaining so far. And they both involve blue and orange teams. BYU now has the ball, and they're taking a shot deep, but he's going to drop it. The wide receiver receiver actually had a step on the DB right there. The quarterback just made a bad ball. It is now 2nd and 10. Can he find someone open like that again? He has all the time in the world. He's going to take a shot over the middle, and it is caught. And with a little under 40 seconds left, BYU finds herself at the 34-yard line. The quarterback is going to take another shot over the middle, and it is caught. This time he hits him on the target, and BYU will score. BYU is taking the lead with around 30 seconds left in the game. Now with 31 seconds left on the clock, Illinois now needs a touchdown if they want a chance at winning this game. And the winner of this game will be taking on Penn State, who has blown out every team they faced so far. But they start their drive on the 19-yard line, needing 81 yards to get to the touchdown. And Illinois is taking a shot to the right on the curl, and it is caught. And at the 30-yard line, it is now 1st and 10, 22 seconds left on the game, and they are throwing a slant, and they are getting close to midfield. And with 18 seconds left, Illinois is gaining a lot of ground right now. They are performing right now. The quarterback is making good plays as he rolls out to the right, and he is getting sacked instead of throwing it out. They will now use their last timeout of the game. With 12 seconds left on the clock, they have no more timeouts, meaning he needs to throw this towards the sideline right here, and he's wasting a lot of clock. He ends up throwing it towards the sideline with 5 seconds left. And with just 5 seconds left on the clock, I expect to see a Hail Mary here, especially since it's 3rd and 19. They also have no timeouts. Yeah, this is a Hail Mary. He has all the time in the world. He finally throws it down the field, and it is going towards the end zone, and it is caught, and he stays up. No, he gets taken down at the 7-yard line. That is how the game ends. Catches a Hail Mary, but he cannot maneuver his way into the end zone. Like, look at this. He actually caught this ball. For a second, I thought he was going to get away. His own teammate got in his way. And BYU beating Illinois 21-14. They now advance to the 2nd round. We've already seen better games in the deserving playoffs than we have in real life. But now, let's see if this holds up when Missouri takes on Ohio State, a team who no one has been able to compete with. Honestly, if Missouri can even put up a fight with Ohio State here, they would have the best SEC performance in the playoffs by far. Missouri does get the luxury of playing this at a neutral site, so they do not face the same fate that Tennessee did. But this game might as well have been played in Columbus. Ohio State is up 24-6 against Missouri right now. Missouri did score another time. They now cut the lead, which is the closest game Ohio State has had so far. But that, of course, will be Missouri's last point scored, with the final score being 24-13, and Ohio State is now moving to the Final Four. And that was another impressive Ohio State win. Now we will go to the rematch. Texas versus Arizona State. Can Arizona State get the revenge? And if you ask me, Texas did not deserve to win this game. Can Arizona get their payback here? And this, of course, will be a Peach Bowl rematch. Now on a 3rd and 10, this is the most important play of the game by far. If Arizona State can get a stop here, they will be getting the ball back. If Texas can get a 1st down, the game is over. And they're going to throw a deep ball, and it is caught. Game is over. The game is over. And just like the last one, Texas is pulling away last second, which leads them to a 31-23 victory over Arizona State. And with the left sider back and having the same result, maybe the teams that were in the playoffs deserve to be there. But now we're heading to the right side, where we will start off with a Notre Dame and Syracuse matchup. Now, of course, in any other 12-team playoff, Notre Dame would not have been eligible for a 1st round bye. But this is not a ordinary 12-team playoff, of course. And here they are granted the 1st round bye, and they are now matched up with Syracuse, and now down 34-6. Maybe Syracuse didn't belong. They are almost getting a 30-point whooping right here. Hey, don't shoot the messenger, but maybe the teams in the Final Four deserve to be here, as Notre Dame is now getting a turnover, stopping Syracuse from even cutting down the lead. Also, maybe the teams that made the playoffs deserve to be there. Now, I will say that the bye weeks is a little iffy, and the sim here is definitely proving my logic. With a 34-6 victory over Syracuse, Notre Dame is now heading to the Final Four. Now we are left with the final game of the 2nd round. BYU is now taking on Penn State, and Penn State did get the 2nd seed from me because I feel like this is the 2nd hottest team right now, but they also have not faced any hard competition. They actually had the best route to the national championship by far. But if they win this game, they would have Notre Dame waiting on them in the Orange Bowl, which will be their hardest competition by far. With a minute and 36 left on the clock, it seems like BYU is actually giving Penn State a run for their money. Their toughest opponent so far, or at least has gave them their hardest challenge. And now with a minute and 31 seconds left, BYU has held them to a field goal, and Penn State will go up 5 points if they can hit this, and they do. And if BYU can take down Penn State here, they will become the only team that deserved to be in the playoffs and did not end up making it, as they drop back on 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Oh, I thought that was a fumble. But 86 yards away from the end zone, a minute and 20 left on the clock. BYU is hitting a slant, and they are now moving towards midfield. And with the minute and 16 and 2 more timeouts at their disposal, BYU is definitely in the game right now, but they do need to get in the end zone, not a field goal, as the quarterback is getting hit as he throws it, but he does throw it out of bounds. about. Penn State and Texas are the only two teams that actually have a close matchup in their second round matchup so far. And both of those matchups has came from Big 12 opponents. Maybe Big 12 is overlooked. Maybe Big 12 is a great conference. Now, me personally, I definitely believe that the Big 12 is the third best conference. I feel like they're better than ACC, and they are kind of proving it right here. But on 2nd and 10, one more time out in their pocket. Less than 50 seconds left on the clock. BYU is striking again. Another pass down the middle, and now 17 yards from the end zone. They actually have a chance to take down Penn State. BYU is going to drop back, play action. Less than 30 seconds left on the clock. They're going to take a shot towards the end zone, and it is in. And it is in. Penn State gave up another touchdown. Penn State just let BYU right into the game. Actually, they're letting them take the lead, and now BYU is going for the 2-point conversion here to go up a field goal. And they get it. BYU is putting on for the Big 12 here. Now with 23 seconds left, Penn State needs to get 82 yards down the field. Not even, they just need to get like 50. They need to get a field goal here as they're dumping it off on an out route for the first play. I don't think they can do that all the way down the field goal range, so they do need to take a shot downfield right here. 20 seconds left on the game. They have 2 timeouts left. They need at least 3 points here, and they almost had a shot. 17 seconds left. 3rd and 6. They need to take a shot. Aller's dropping back. He has all the time in the world. Is he going to scramble? He is going to scramble. He's not going to get the first down. They're going to have to use a timeout here. Oh, wait. They're not using their timeout. They're not using their timeout. They're just going to take a shot down the field. They just let this final play be a Hail Mary. They could have took another shot, got a little bit closer, but instead they're just going for it all. Drew out. Oh, out route. Time. Oh, they actually get a bounce right there. Now this will for sure be the final play of the game. With their playoff hopes on the line, can they make it farther? Here we go. Drew out is throwing a bomb, and it is dropped. Game over. BYU is headed to the Final Four. Now, BYU, a team who had an impressive start to the season but later fell off, is now in the Final Four. We are going to see Ohio State versus Texas. This is a game that will be happening in real life. Maybe this proves that Penn State is the worst team in the Final Four in real life, but we now have Ohio State versus Texas. No other teams share a conference for the rest of the playoffs right here. And Ohio State, a fire hot team, is now taking on Texas, who has been a little wishy-washy lately. Now, if you go by the logic of the better team winning every time, then Texas beat Michigan and Michigan beat Ohio State, and it is kind of showing right here as Texas is up against Ohio State in the final moment. Now, if Texas can get in field goal range and not turn the ball over, they should win this game and take out the hottest team in the playoffs right now. As they get a first down, they are halfway to their goal. Now, Ohio State has one more timeout, but the game might just be over. As long as Texas doesn't turn the ball over, they are in a good position. But it's now 2nd and 10. They are handing the ball off yet again, and they're going to get a first down, and that's going to be the end of the game. Texas is going to win this game, and Texas is actually taking down Ohio State. Is this a preview of what's to come? This is a cotton ball preview right here, and they have Texas locking in and taking down a fire-hot Ohio State, beating them 31-24. The end is now near. 3 teams remain. We have a BYU versus Notre Dame matchup. If BYU can defy all odds, this will be a legendary story. I think at one point in the season, BYU was 8-0, and right now they're on fire again, and they take down Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl. And on a 3rd and 13, and Notre Dame ends up beating BYU 18-10. They are in victory formation. They will need the clock out. BYU did put up a good performance, only losing by 8 points here as Notre Dame heads to the College Football National Championship. And this is the college football playoff based on deserving team. We subbed out the team that did not perform well, and we have now came to this conclusion on how the college football should have went. We now have a Texas versus Notre Dame matchup for the College Football National Championship. Now, if your predictions earlier were wrong, this is your second chance right here. Comment down below which team is going to win the national championship right now. This is a 50-50 shot. You either choose Notre Dame or Texas. And this is it, the national championship, the final game of the playoff. Texas is down 11 points, still with a shot to win this game as they hit a drag over the middle, fighting for the first down. It is now 2nd and 1 from the 38-yard line. They need to take a shot because they are down 11 points, like I said, and they are already here. They're already almost in field goal range right now. Can Quinn Ewers lead his team to a comeback in the national championship here? They will have to take a shot eventually. Down 11, they do get a curl, and he does hang on to it. They use their first timeout. If Notre Dame can stand tall here, they should be able to win the Natty. Quinn Ewers drops back, throws it over the middle. He gets another completion, and they're probably going to run no huddle right here. And wasting no time, they hop back on the line. Quinn Ewers, knowing the situation, being a veteran quarterback, he's trying to hurry up the play. He's throwing the drags, so he needs to put the ball down the field a little bit. Texas is now left with only one timeout. They're going to need that onside kick if they want to win this game. But it is 2nd and 2. He's hitting the curl route yet again. Only a minute remains. And 50 seconds left in the game, Quentin Ewers now spikes it. And with 50 seconds on the clock, they have to take a shot at the end zone right here. And Quentin Ewers, just that. They score a touchdown, and they now cut the lead to just 5 points. And of course, they are going for the 2-point conversion. And they are in a gun empty right here. Quentin Ewers is going to pass it, and he finds someone in the back of the end zone. They're now down 3 points to Notre Dame, and now it all comes down to this. As long as Notre Dame can recover this, they win the game. And hold on, they do. And he falls to the ground. What a smart play from Notre Dame right there. And with Texas only having one more timeout, the game is over. Your national champions is Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish bring it home, and they take down Texas in the national championship by just 3 points. And Notre Dame's proving that they belong here, proving that they beat their competition, and their competition wasn't the reason why they're here. Proving they're better than their competition, actually, and proving that's why they're here. But that will be the end of this video, man. I want to thank y'all for watching. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you comment who's winning this year's college football national championship as well. I want to thank you for watching. If you like these type of experiments, I do have a Travis Hunter on Boise State and Genty on Colorado video on your screen right now. But that is the end of this video. I want to thank you for watching. I am out. Peace.